All right, guys, so today what we're going to be doing is we're still going to plot some lines, but instead we actually now have to figure out what our coordinates are. So we are going to have to figure out what our y coordinate is from our rule on both of these, and then we're going to plot them, and then we're going to talk about the lines. Now, this is very similar to something that you guys probably can remember back when you guys were in like first and second grade, where you talked about the input and output machine. So what happens to one number, you do something to it and then you get your output. So I have my x is 1, and it says y is 1 more than x. So what's 1 more than x? It would be 2. So then your coordinate is going to be 1, 2, because remember we go x and then y, okay? So 1 more, 5, 1 more than 5 is going to be 6, and so it's going to be 5, 6, okay? Then it says 9, 1 more than 9 is 10, and it's going to be 9, 10. And then 1 more than 13 is 14, and it is 13, 14, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and do line B. And it says y is 4 more than x. So I'm gonna do 4 more. So I'm gonna add 4 to that, which is, going to be 4. So then my my xy coordinate is 0, 4, all right? 5, 4 more is going to be 9. So my coordinate's gonna be 5, 9. 8 plus 4 is going to be 12. My coordinate is 8, 12. 4 more is 15. My coordinate is 11, 15, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, and it says on letter A, I need to construct each of the line on the coordinate above. So I'm gonna start off with line A, and I am going to label it. And when I look at my coordinates, I have 5, 10, 15, 20. And if I were to count in between each of these, it does go by 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you feel comfortable and you want to, I'm trying to talk and write these, if you want to go ahead and number them like that so it's easy for you, go ahead and do that. Do that also for your x, or sorry, for your y, because remember this is your x-axis, x-axis. This is your y-axis, because remember we run, then jump, so we run, then jump, we go over, then up. And then also remember this 0, that is called our origin, that's our origin point, okay? So I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna go 1, 2. So I went over 1 and I went up 2. I'm gonna go 5 and I'm gonna go up to 6. I'm gonna go 9 and I'm gonna go up to 10. Sometimes you have to kind of trace that. And then I'm going to go 13, and I'm going to go up to 14, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to trace my fingers. There you go. And because this is a line, what we're going to do is I do need to take my ruler, and I need to draw this line, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my arrows, because whenever you have a line, you want to show and that it continues to go on no matter what. I'm going to label this A, all right? So now what I need to do is I'm going to go and do this next one, line B. So it's 0, 4. So remember, I don't go over anything because it's 0, but I'm going to go up 4. I'm going to go to 5, and I'm going to go 9. I'm going to go 8, and then 12. So here's 8, 11, 12. And then I'm going to go 11, and then 15. So I'm just going to go here and here. 11 and 15. And I'm going to take my ruler again, and I'm going to go ahead and draw the line. And I'm going to draw my arrows again. And it's okay to make the line past those points. And I'm going to label that as B. Okay, so now I have those lines. And it says, so I've done A. Now it says compare and contrast these lines. So how they are compare, I'm going to say that they are parallel. That's how we can compare them. The only difference, so the difference, when I look at these two lines, E-R-E-N-C-E, the difference between these, they're pretty much the same. When I do this, the only difference is that my coordinates are greater, 3 greater. Like if I were to look at this line and kind of compare and jump 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, The difference of these is that my y is 2 units greater. Okay, so when I look at this, my y is going to be 2 units greater than my y for this one. Because if I were to do 0, it would be 0, 1. Well, actually, when I look at this, let's do this. If I created this x as 0, my rule would be 1 more, which would be 1. And if I compare these two of 0, 1, and 0, 4 from line A and line B, the difference between these two y's, the difference is the y coordinate is 3 more on line B, okay? Then it says, based on the pattern you see, predict what line C, whose rule is y is 7 more than x, would look like. And it says to draw your prediction. So here's the thing. If I know that y is going to be 7 more, I know I can create a 0 with a 7 because it's going to be 0, 7. I can create a 1 and then an 8 because it's going to be 7 more. I can create a 2 and then a 9. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do 0, 7, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do 1, 8. I'm going to do 2, 9. And on this one, if I kind of continue with this and trace it like this, this is where my line C would be, and it would still be parallel. Now what I could have done was I could have picked different x's. I could have done like 2, and then I could have done 7, and then I could have done 12 and just added the 7. So if I know what the rule is, it's very easy for me to come in and plug it in, especially when I know what that x is. So now we're going to go ahead and do some more on the back side where we are going to take a look and compare some more lines.